I am JVN TANVI RATHORE, Department of Food and Biotechnology, and under the Faculty of Education and Methodology. Today, we will discuss about the cereal processing overview. Let's let's discuss about it, types and nutritive values and uses. In this, we have cereal processing. We have cereal types and nutritive and uses. Cereals or grains are the members of grass family and cultivated primarily from the starchy seeds, which is the dry seeds, wheat, rice, corn. Corn is a maize, rye, oats, barley, and sargam are some of the millets and common cereals. Nutritional composition of cereals are provided below, like wheat. With the wheat, there are the three types of principle used in the modern food production. There is the astavitum. T. vulgare provides the bulk of the wheat used to produce flour for bread making and the cakes, biscuits. Different types of cookies and this different types of cakes and bits are used to produce for from wheat we can produce a flour for our bread making. In this slide we have also given the distinct varieties and origin that it can be grown under the wide range of climatic condition and soils. There are the different types, longer and narrow shapes, which primarily ground into the semolina instead of flour. There is the semolina, which is best type of production of pastas and foods. The suitable, this is the T. competum is the more suitable for the confectionery biscuit and for the other purposes. This is the wheat grain, the raw material, the productions, and this is the new plants which consist of the different major portions. This is the embryo or a germ that produces the new plant, the embryo, the starchy and the sperm which reserves the food for the germinating seeds and from raw materials. Like we have the endosperm. In the next slide we have wheat structure. Let's produce it. There is the endosperm which serve food and germinating seeds to form the raw materials of the flour manufacture. There are various layers protecting the grains. Average wheat grain composition is approximately 8% endosperm, 3% of husk and 2% embryo. Wheat structure. This is the wheat structure which I have discussed in the previous slide, that it has apex and the bulk which have the brain, which is the brain and the endosperm. Endosperm is like endosperm which serve the food as for the germinating seeds and form the raw material of the flour. Same, this is the embryosperm. This is the bran, this is like the border one. This is the bran, that the hulk and the apex. This is the whole wheat structure. Three components like a germ, which is embryo, the new plant germination, endosperm, and the bran and the brassica, the hairs of the brushes of the wheat structure. This is the wheat structure completed. Then second slide we have discussed. Now we will discuss about the barley. This is the most of the barley grown in the world, which is used for the animal feed, but a special pure barley the source of malt for beer production. Barley, which is the manufacture of vinegar, malt extract, milk type, and the beverage certain breakfast food. Pearl barley, the skin is removed merely. Friction is used to various cooked food. Barley can cultivate it on the poor soil at low temperature. Keep this thing in mind that it grown in the lower temperature than wheat. The important characteristics of barley is winter hardiness, which involves the ability to modify and withstand many types of stresses that of frost. However, the barley the barley subjected many diseases and pests that affect wheat. This is the barley composition. The use of barley in increasing basic ingredient of pig feed for years, increasing the cattle feed. It is also in the polluted feed which decrease the low starch of inulin. Barley vitamin contains similar that of the wheat. It's kind of similar to the wheat, like endosperm, hulk, bran, and germ. Germ is a new plant which will be discussed. Now, second, we will discuss about the corn. Corn or maize, same thing. A cereal cultivated in most warm areas has many varieties. The corn kernel is the large of for a cereal which high embryo content Oil extract from the germ commercially valuable. The microscopic appearance of the starch is distinct. The principal protein is the constitution of the high and the hydrolysis with small tryptophan or lysine for making low biological value. Keep this thing in mind. The hydrogenous gene, which is very contains very small amount of tryptophan and lysine. Then on next slide we will discuss about the corn, which is a wet process and produce corn flour used in cooking. This is throughout in dry meal form. It is basis of the human, which is throughout large areas of Africa and South America. It contains a very limited low lysine content, and it is mutant have been produced containing less zine. This is the zine, lysine, these are the lowest nutritive content. Keep this in mind that this is a protein, normal lysines and higher than the tryptophan content, sometimes increase as high 50%. Second, we will discuss about sorghum. Sorghum is also known as milo. Milo, a smaller size than corn, which is type of a cereal similar appearance. It is a numerous use for animal feeding and is grown extensively in Pakistan, US, Central India, Africa and China. In sorghum endosperm, the protein soluble is hot 60% alcohol and called caffeine constitute the major portion of the protein. Milo is a commercially graded in the United States. In waxy variety, the starch is principally the form of amylopectin with very little amylose. Such starch possess very special viscosity characteristics. This contain very high viscosity characteristic which possess. For that we need viscometer to analyze the viscosity. We will discuss in next slide or next topic. And this is oats. Oats belong to the botanical genus Avena, but it include large number of types of principal sativa, and oats are widely grown in most countries. Oats are very frequently grown in farms and farm livestock. There are balanced chemical and high fat content and particularly suitable for horses, feeding for horses and sheep. This is also used as a popular human food in many countries as oatmeal. Next we will discuss, we will have rice. Rice is botanical cultivated rice is botanical name is Oryza sativa, and one of some 25 species comprises genus Oryza. It is a staple food for millions in Southeast Asia, most equal to wheat. 90% of the wheat grown in Asia come principally in China, India and Indonesia. Bangladesh also. The adequate irrigation include construction of dams and water fields and the quality of soil. Long periods of sunshine are essentials. This all rice yield consistently ranging from 700 to 4,000 kg per hectares. This is contains during the greater part of growing season and basic requirement for the productive land is used. Next, this is the other wheat constant problem, and the commonest pests include plant bug, stem borer, worms and grasshoppers. This crop often with a stickle is a fecal dried in the earth and concrete beds. Threshing is often carried out by the staple. All the processes, that primary and secondary process, we will discuss in next slides. This is now what are the processing of cereal. Cereal undergo different processing stage between harvest and consumption. Harvest and consumption, it's referred in as primary processing, which involve further treatment of grain to clean it. Like for storage, we have post-harvest storage treatment process, and we have post-harvest cereal system treatments, which comes in primary processing. This is the secondary processing, the third stage of transfer to grain, and this is the third. In primary processing, we have two stages like harvest and consumption for post-harvest and processing, and the secondary processing, we transform grains into edible foods. This edible foods, then this is the post-harvest cereal system. This is the post-harvest cereal system treatment for storage. Storage, we have cereals, then we have to harvest from sort of land, like and for harvesting we keep time conditions and the growing climate conditions also. The temperature and climatic conditions are the two main factors for harvesting. Then threshing, then winnowing, drying and storage. like as we discussed in previous slide, that we have for post harvest treatment for storage, we have cereal then harvesting. Harvesting, as we told, there is an optimum time for harvesting cereal depending on the maturity of the crop and the climate condition. The significant effect the quality. Grain not fully ripened contains a higher portion of moisture, and there is a wide range of winnowing and like this. Secondary processing, winnowing, harvesting, then winnowing. Winnowing is the separation, then threshing. Threshing, the removal of grain from the rest of the plant, involves three different separation the grains of the panicle, sorting, then winnowing the calf. A range of engine power threshers are available. There is equipment which for that the range power threshers are available. Then winnowing. Winnowing is a separation of the grains from the calf and straw. Handle winnowing baskets are used to shake the seeds to separate out the dust and the calf. They are very effective but slow. Some of these contain sieves and screen that grate the grains as well. Then there is next step is drying. Prior to the storage or further processing, cereal grain need to be dried. This is the cost effective method and spread out in the sun to dry also. So in humid climate, it is necessary to use an artificial dryers because temperature and climatic condition, as I told above, that temperature and climate condition are the most important factor for all the processes. Simple grain dryers made from the larger rectangular boxes and a tray drying or perforated base. The grain is spread over the base of the box and hot air is blown through the chambers. Then this is the storage. Yeah, the main important thing, the cereal grain should be dried to the 10 to 15% moisture moisture for storage. Then storage. The next step is storage. This is the last step. Dried grains are stored in bulk until required for processing, and the grain should be inspected regular for the signs of spoilage and moisture content. Grains are often protective insecticides and must be stored in rodent-proof containers. Next, this is the primary processing for the cereal, refers to the initial step converting the raw harvest grain into the form suitable. For further processing, there is a direct consumption. As we have cleaning, we take the cereals, clean, then grade according to the side, hulling, deseedling, milling, paraboiling, drying, then storage. These are the some steps to for